Dan Banister. He made the trek down from Norfolk for us today, and everybody knows what kind of travel challenges we've had getting into New Orleans. But he has 5 stores, so we're going to hear from him later. Alok Joshi, he's the director of product development for our service product, and he's going to talk about some of the features and enhancements going on in service. And then my name's Robert Pedro. I'm the VP of Sales for Tekion. So without further ado, I'm going to let Alok talk about service, and then later we're going to have some perspectives from Dan on his experiences with Tekion. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Robert. We want to go over how Tekion's ARC platform can drive profitability in your service price. So when we looked at Dan's stores, like 3 of his stores, we analyzed the data over the last year. We have been on the platform for over a year, and we wanted to see how they're performing and talk to you guys about it. And what's interesting is the 3 stores made about $338,000 in just AI-generated revenue in fixed ops, right? That's over $100,000 per store per year. One of the quarters, the highest quarter at Dan's store, made about $93,000 in just a quarter at one store. So if you really think about it, it's remarkable how much just AI capabilities can really boost your fixed ops business. Now, how was Banister Automotive able to achieve these numbers? As you can see out here, we have our personalized ML recommendations that follows the customer throughout their service journey, from scheduling to payment to drive loyalty and revenue. Customers can easily approve their recommendations online, and they can even sign their new estimate. Out here, we also have our service catalog, which is powered by AI, and it helps technicians and advisors recommend the right parts faster, which helps in increasing their efficiency in communicating with the customers, right? This is what Dan's store has implemented live over a year, and that's how they've been able to generate so much revenue. Again, $100,000 per store per year. I'd like to hand it over to Dan to speak more about his experience on Tekion, and we can get into a fireside chat with him.
Hello. Tekion, for me, I was I'm not going to say the other name, but I was on another DMS for about 30 years. I knew there was a better way to do business than the 3 main companies, and I consider myself an early adopter, and I want to be on the technological edge of what's going on in business. And Tekion was amazing. We had multiple different tools and services trying to feed into the previous DMS, and it seemed like there was always an issue with how they all integrated. And with Tekion, it's just a seamless integration. And I don't have to pay for it. So the other DMSs that we had to pay for every little thing that I did, but with Tekion, we don't. So it works seamlessly. With my previous DMS, I had a different appointment scheduler. I had a different multi-point inspection company. I had a different phone call company. I had a different company that would record my phone calls. I had all these different things that didn't work all well together. And with Tekion, all that stuff went away. One of the things that I love about Tekion and then the service tool is that the information that customers have when they go into, if they've done business with us before, they can go onto the 4-door website and they can schedule an appointment, but they also can see all the recommended items that that were recommended the last time they were in. We have a tool called UVI that takes about 3,000 pictures of the cars and other car when they drive through the lane. And it made some recommendations on tires and various other things. And so the customer can see, hey, well, last time I was in, my tires were at a yellow point, and now they're at a red point. And they can go in and they can actually see that while they're scheduling their appointment, which is phenomenal. So right there, we're not doing the selling. The customers are doing the selling themselves. And that's what we want. We want them that credibility with everything we do. And just the ease of use is what's most exciting for me.
Well, so Dan, you had mentioned some changes with customer experience on Tekion, and you made some changes with cash sharing. Can you maybe talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely. So we used to have, at one of my stores, my largest store, we had 3 cashiers at any given time. And 2 months after implementing Tekion, we did away with the cashiers. And you can see the experience with the customers having an active delivery with every service advisor. So customer comes in with UVI and with Tekion, we can get that customer a multi-point inspection within minutes. And just like you said, that they can approve it online while they're sitting in the lane or at home. But the seamless process of that is that so the customer knows every step of the way what's going on. All right, we just did the brakes, we did the tires, and now it's going to detail. And then right when that RO close out, they send a text link or email for the customer to pay right away. So that right there saves us a lot of time. The customer has a better experience because the customer is not coming up to the cashier and saying, "Hey, what did you do to my car?" They know what we did to their car because they already approved it, they paid for it, and the service advisor is the one that's delivering the car to them.
That's great. So would you want to highlight any of the other areas of service? For an example, do you think it's made a difference on customer retention?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we had problems with in the past was customers complaining that we damaged their car or scraped their wheels or whatever. So with the integration of UVI, we were able to take all those pictures and customers come in and we did countless a number of claims of customers saying that we damaged their car. And we were able to play that back through Tekion to show them, hey, when you drove through the lane, you had that scratch here, you had the dent here, and that's had a lot of credibility. So right there with that, customers love that we're actually honest in what we do, and the ease of the appointment tool, as I stated earlier, about people coming in and going to their portal and being able to see everything that happened with their car. And so we're adding credibility with showing what the car looked like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and all that kind of stuff. And the customers will see that. And so being able to have a streamlined process, and instead of customers having to wait 30 minutes or 45 minutes to get a multi-point inspection done, we can generate that within a few minutes, and that cuts down on the time that the customers are in the dealership. Which what we found is that with our old system, we would customer would come in, they go through the lane, and 45 minutes later we come out and say, hey, we record the tires, brakes, and all that kind of stuff. Or customer say, I've already been here for 45 minutes. I just get it done next time. We'll never see them again. Now being able to offer them a multi-point inspection within minutes and say, hey, we can get this work done within the time that we promised you, within this hour time or hour and a half time frame. That's how we're really able to sell more stuff.
You've just talked about like work acceptance. So how do you track denied work on Tekion? Is it easier to track it and to be able to remarket to the customer? Once they walk out, like, were you able to keep track of it?
Well, absolutely. That's one of the things I love about Tekion. Maybe the top thing is that with other DMSs and other tools, it's hard to get the reports. I mean, you can get them, but you have to go through so many steps. And if a system is not easy to get the information, most people are not going to use it. So with Tekion, it's just a couple clicks of a button, and it's right there. It's more like an iPad experience, and point and click, instead of having to know the code of each one of these reports and all that kind of stuff. So the ease of getting the information and be able to share that with the advisors, with the technicians, with everybody. We're talking about service, but sales, I mean, I'm a sales guy, is looking at all those sales reports. And one of the things I also like about Tekion is that when you close an RO, you see the money right there. With others, you have to wait the doctor's update or overnight or all that. It's live information, so you can see right away what's going on within your dealership.
Well, that's tremendous. So how about your employee experiences? What are some of the differences you've noticed with your employees using Tekion?
One of the things that I saw, everybody's scared when you hear a change in DMSs, and we have that fear going in.
We have that going on right now, literally.
But one of the things that I liked about the way you guys implemented our system, is that you gave us, I think it was 2 weeks prior to, you actually were able to play with our live data and be able to see, do training and see how it's going to get people trained up before we went live, which made a huge difference. But the learning curve is really short. You have most of these where you go to a large change and get a new DMS, you're sitting there working for months and months trying to get people to figure the tool out. Not with Tekion, and we're talking about with days and in a couple of weeks, everybody is fluent with Tekion, and it is very easy to use.
We're talking primarily service, but if you want to highlight a couple of your other favorite things within the system or accounting or sales, we'd love to hear that tip.
Well, and one of the things that we just talked about in the room over there is they're asking about parts and how does Tekion do with parts? And that's one of the things also that it does very well with is that when parts come in, you have a scanner, and you scan the part, and as soon as you sell it, it removes it from your inventory, and it makes it very easy. It's very easy to, and every time that we have do inventory, our inventories are perfect. So, and that's a big part in the way that Tekion works with Nissan and the rest of the OMS as our OEMs. It works very well. But sales, I like the way that sales work because we have your CRM and we have your DMS, and the way they work well together. So our previous tool, we had one brand CRM and one brand DMS, and they never really worked out. It's like, all right, well, the lease payment didn't come out right, or the, whatever, it was never right. You couldn't trust what you got. But the way that you guys work, having one tool, you're actually desking through the DMS and not the CRM. And so your information is actually, you don't have to push the information from you don't have to push the credit application, you don't have to push all this stuff, pushing, and half the time, hey, it didn't push. Then you got to load it back in and all that. So, being on the high technological edge is going paperless. And that's what Tekion has allowed us to do, is go paperless. So when we have negotiating with a customer, we're using an iPad. And when the customer agrees to buy their car, they're signing their paperwork on the iPad. When they go into finance, they're signing on a tablet. So we're not having to print out paperwork for customers. Same thing with service. No paperwork, no ROs. We're doing iPads. They're signing their iPads. They're checking off. They're getting electronic MPI. So if we need to go back and with the warranty company and they say, hey, we need to take a look at this RO, whatever, we already have it. We can send it. Same thing. Hey, we're trying to get this deal funded and we're missing a driver's license. We can go into Tekion and everything's sitting right there, so we don't have to go chase and find out where this deal is, and that's great. Another thing that I like is the way that integrated with the phone system. We have a phone system called GoTo. It's a voice over IP phone system, and the way that it integrates with Tekion, it records all the phone calls, it records all the text messages, and so I don't have to have another system to be able to record calls, which is another slash of another system. So we have a centralized BDC, and what I like about Tekion, the way the service works, is that when somebody calls the dealership, it pulls up on the VDC agent's dashboard and shows them, hey, this customer has bought 3 cars for us. This is what they had done a service. Their daughter's name is XYZ before they even answer the phone. So, when that customer comes, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and be able to have that, real live information and be able to talk intelligently with that consumer. And that's really, I think, really helped us with retention also.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you speak more about the integrations, like how we take integrations a step further in helping and enabling your dealership, right? Like we discussed UVI, give other examples on how that staying in one system really helps your team.
Yeah, absolutely. So UVI, again, is one that we use for service, sales, and anytime that we appraise a car, you pull the car through it, it takes pictures of the car, shows us crane damage, all that kind of stuff, shows us the depth of the tire, shows us if there's a leak. But that's a great system, but the way that it works within Tekion, we don't have to go to multiple systems to do that. So when that customer comes in, scans the car, and all those pictures are uploaded to the Tekion. It's forever. So as I was saying before, is that so they came in 6 months ago, those pictures were there. When they came in a year ago, those pictures were there, so they can actually see how the wear in their tires and all that kind of stuff. So it adds credibility with us. So and we don't have to go there and pull it for them. When they go online to book their appointment, they have all that information. So the integration is fantastic.
That's super powerful because then they see the whole life cycle of their vehicle. When you think about all these functions, features, and benefits, How do you think it's impacted shop workflow as far as productivity, efficiency? And what I mean by that is, do you think you get allow the techs to be more productive turning the wrenches with Tekion versus other systems?
Well, yeah, I mean that's it's about time. Saving time is a good experience for the advisor. Is a good experience for the technician. Is it a good experience for the customer? And the customer is really one that benefits because we're able to get to the meat of what the car needs, almost within minutes when they come on the lot. So that's probably the biggest thing that's enhanced our customer experience is speed, is being able to get to that and then adding credibility, because when that technician goes in there and they doing their multi-point inspection and they're taking pictures of the brakes or the tires or whatever else they need to get done, the air filter, they can send that right to the customer. Within minutes, the customer sees, I need an air filter. This is how dirty it is. I can see my brakes. And within that, the speed of being able to get that information to the customer, and then the approval process for the customer, they can go online and click it. Yes, I'll get that done. I'll get that done. And it sends it right to the technician, sends it to the advisor. That means that less times that technician sitting there waiting for the customer or the advisor to get the customer to approve the work. We almost get it instantaneously, and then it alerts the parts department, hey, I just sold brakes, I just sold tires, I just sold an air filter. The parts department, they come up, they get their basket, they take it right out to the technician. So we're going like this, we're humping.
We had some dealers tell us that it actually prevents attrition with technicians, Tekion. Do you think you could take it that far, or is that overstepping? And we literally had dealers say the technicians like the software so much more and it helps them be more productive, they're less likely to leave.
Of course, if they have a better experience and they can get to do more work within the day, if it makes them more efficient, they're gonna stay. But one of the things also I like about the Tekion is that you can use any device. If you have an Android, you can use an Android. If you have an iPhone, you can use an iPhone. If you have a Mac, you can use a Mac. It's not like we're locked into a single device. And it is cloud-based, so I can look at my phone right now and I can see actively what's going on in my dealership. I can see how many open ROs we have. I can see how many people are in the shop. I can see how many people are in the showroom. I don't have to do a VPN in to get into the DAF. I can go anywhere. And I'm a Mac person, and one of the things I didn't like is that I would have to have I had a Mac, and then I'd have to use, I can't remember the system to be able to load Windows on my computer. Parallels, I had to use Parallels to be able to actually look at the data. But this one, you can use any device, anywhere, anytime.
Great. Well, we wanted to give you an opportunity to ask a loaded couple questions since he's in product development for service. But, you've been a customer for a long time. I thought like the end.
I've already done that, but he told me about a Frank product that they're getting ready to release, but I think it's too soon. I think you have to wait. But it's a game changer. The product that they're getting ready to announce, I think we're doing it tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Yeah, Jay is going to announce it. So
You have this is the game changer.
yeah, it's a new AI product. So please tune into our CEO keynote with Jay tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting AI announcement, especially in service.
I'm hoping I'm be one of the first people to get it. So
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, I have a question, more of a generic question. So obviously there's a lot of dealers looking at us, prospects thinking, what would be the top 3 reasons you'd say, Mr. Dealer, you should do this?
I would say the experience all the way around, from consumer, service, sales, parts, everybody. I mean, and accounting, because we know accounting is in that. One of the things that dealers love to do is they like to save money. And I cut my bill down about 40% of what I was paying with all these other tools that I had to integrate into just to making that thing work. So the experience. But a lot of people are scared to make the transition. What's going to like? Am I going to lose my data? Am I going to, how long does that take? Am I counting? The way that you guys implemented, you came in. So I've done this 5 times. So the first time, I had a Nissan, 2 Nissan stores, and a Ford store, and you guys recommended that I don't sign up with the CRM at the same time. That was a mistake. So the second time we did it with the CDJR and the Mitsubishi store, and the integration was seamless. If you want to be on the technology edge of the best tools that are out there, Tekion is it, because you guys are always forward thinking, and you're always coming out with new features and new products. It's kind of like your iPhone. every few months you come up with a new version, and that's what Tekion is. It's innovative. They're always looking for ways to make your dealership more efficient, ways to save money and to make more money. And that's what I'd say is that the Tekion is the best of the best, and the way that it integrate and being able to save money, and that the people in your dealerships are going to love it, and the customers. I think those are the things. And I was just in one of the presentations. I just popped my head in there and I said, man, I could probably sell this better than the sales rep. Just say it.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time. And one of the things, and I know you know this, Dan, but one of the primary objectives of Tekion is to really continue to add value into the ecosystem, into the automotive business. And what we're trying to do is take many, many years of static thinking and expand it. And we really appreciate customers like you. Willem, first of all, we thank you for coming.
I appreciate what, one of the things that, you're a fairly new company, and some people are going to say, I don't know, have they got it figured out? But you guys have it figured out. And I've seen how you guys have tweaked a few things. And one of the things that I do like is that I can call up and I can talk to somebody that can make a decision or make a change right then. I don't have to wait 2 or 3 weeks for you guys to fix whatever, if something's broken, or if I want to change, if I want to customize something. That's what you don't get from some of these other DMSs, is that a customization. Because every store operates a little bit different, and it does with my stores. I have centralized accounting, but each one of the dealerships with the OEMs is unique. So I can call you guys up and say, hey, this is the way that I need to do it with Ford. This is the way that I need to do it with Nissan. This is the way that I need to do it with CDJR. You guys are Johnny on the spot and you get it done. Because it's fine that you have a good product, but if you don't have the support that's backing it and being able to make the adjustments or the changes that you need in real time, then that's a problem.
As well, like usually, like the best kind of products is where the people and the tool work together, right, as well. So we always want to listen to dealer partners like you and keep improving the product as well. Because what you got when you signed up Tekion was where you just started, right? And then from there, we always have these innovations that you get along with the platform. Just like with the Apple example as well, you keep getting the new iOS as is, right?
So and you don't have to pay more money when you upgrade the system. So
Yeah.
Well, at least I hope you don't invent. I haven't had to though.
No, what we're trying to do is to leveraging the dealer body and the arena of possibilities is what's next. So our goal wasn't just to be a better version of what was there. Our goal is to become more and more and more of what the future brings. And what you and Alok had talked about and what Jay will announce tomorrow is an example of that, right? It's not just having a great parts module or a great service module. It's really about how do we serve the expectations of the customer today. And, if you even think about Amazon created a lot of new value, right? Jeff Bezos 25 years ago started selling books online.
One of the quotes that I like the most, it came from Steve Jobs. It says, customers don't know what they want until you give it to them. And a lot of the products that you guys and the enhancements you're coming out there, some of the dealers didn't even know that they needed or wanted. And that's where you guys are. You guys are on that edge that you're giving and bringing value to many dealers that are not very technical. But because they're not technical, you're offering these things up. Like, although I could talk Alok all day long. I mean, I'm a tech guy. But people that are not, Tekion is one that you don't have to be a technological person in order for you to understand it and to be able to operate. It's a pointy cliff. The reports are very easy. And so that's what it made. It can, and anybody can work it. I could have a 7-year-old up here and they could figure this out in 2 minutes.
Well, that's wonderful. So I'll ask you this last question. When you hire somebody in off the street without industry knowledge, how long does it typically take for them to get comfortable on the platform?
A couple of days. But you guys also, if somebody needs more assistance, and we can call one of your reps, or that you have those webinars or 2-minute things. Hey, I need to know, how do I do this? And it's not where you're sitting there all day looking at a webinar. Is nobody really wants to do that, but you can get these little tidbits that can help you figure out where you need to go to get the information that you want. So,
do you have any other final comments, questions, or advice for the audience.
I mean, I think that gotta give Tekion a look. You know, and if just the way that it works and the functionality and the money savings is tremendous. You get the best products for less money.
That's good. And then can you also speak as an owner, right? You have over all departments like service, parts, sales, and accounting. How do you keep track of your dealership using Tekion? Like in the sense, there's so many areas to look at.
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys have you have analytics, and I can have it for each store, but I have enterprise analytics, and I can see everything that's going on with a highlighted. However I want, I can customize it. I can see what's going on at all the stores. I can see how many cars we sold, what the gross was yesterday. I can see everything, or what's going on right now. I can see that in every single department. I can see cash flow. Anything that's important to a dealer principal, it's all right there. And I didn't have to build it. It's just sitting. I mean, I can click on one button and it'll show me a snapshot of the whole dealership body. All 5 dealerships are right there. So if I have multiple dealerships, I need to have this.
Absolutely. And then it also helps you like find out the smoke before the fire, so you know where you can pay attention as well. Yeah.
So, and you know, it has like 5 different areas of concerns that most dealers look at, and those things are just hitting right in your face, and it's very easy. So, I mean, it's a great product.
Yeah, most of our customers love the analytics tool, especially like expense management on it and kind of exactly knowing as an owner you have limited time. So where should you focus?
So looking at your controllables, all your controllables are there, and you can see it. You know, open ROs, CIT, all that kind of stuff. You can see what's going on. All your receivables and sitting right there to hit you. It has, 30 days, 30 to 60 days, 60 to 90. You can set up whatever those things are. You can have that there, and you can just hover over it, and it'll give you a list of all those things that you can look at, and it's clickable, so you don't have to go, all right, this is, my CIT is this, but then I have to go over to another place to find out which deals are on the CIT or which, and all that kind of stuff. Everything's right there, and everything's clickable.
Well, we really want to thank you for your time today and appreciate your business and the fact that you want to get down here. We understand it was tough for all of us, but it meant a lot to us that you made this trip for us.
Now, I believe in the product, and I think you guys are doing great things.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.